Keyshawn, I love the news feature that you posted. That was fun. Yeah. Were they profiling a lot of queer businesses in the area, or just doing it all month?
Yeah, I think it was one special. I think it was 30 minutes.
Oh.
And they highlighted, I think they chose by neighborhood. So they did like a vegan place in Camden. They did Tavern on Kamak. Did a couple businesses in like Northern Liberty.
Yeah.
And no shade, after my segment, I stopped watching.
Yes. I mean, the attention can only go so far.
It was a long video.
I love it. I love seeing the clip of it.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It was chilling.
Yeah.
I got no complaints. I found it on the website. It's 6ABC. And then I just like screen grabbed it from the website.
And it's on your page now, right?
Yeah.
On the on the More Vintage Archive Instagram.
Yeah, it's on our Instagram now. But only my segment's on there.
Because that's all that's needed.
Not everyone.
But they have to do their own screen recording.
Were you out and about? Where were you?
Friday I was at Pentridge Station because I was telling Lisa, Laura, who just finished training here, organized like a pre-Pride Party event. And Pentridge is walking distance from my house, and it was very casual and lovely. Saturday, I went to the Dyke March and was just in the neighborhood. And for the first time, I was like, I don't want to go back to West Philly. And so I got credit card points to get a hotel in Old City. And as I went down there to go get breakfast, like people were like, oh, where are you visiting from? I was like, I live 20 minutes away from here, but I just didn't want to go back to my house. Staycation. And that hotel is lovely and so close to everything. But has anyone ever stayed in a hotel in Philly, like living here? It's a fun, you're like in a vacation. After I left, I was like, do I want to go see the Liberty Bell? I haven't seen it since I was 8. But I didn't. That's not what happened. And then yesterday I got overwhelmed yesterday. And so it was early. And I was also biking everywhere, so I had to bike from here to West Philly for the first time. And I will be able to do it again, but I was telling Tiara downstairs, this weekend was like the first time I was out in the sun after winter and slugging water, and still I'm like, I'm so tired. I want to just lay in shade for a long time. Yeah. Did you go around?
They had something on South Street.
Oh, cute.
So I was there, and then I walked through the neighborhood.
Yes.
And then I went to like a party at Confluence.
Where is that?
It's like on Market in like 18, 17.
Oh,
Yeah, I've never been there before, but it was cute.
that's fun. I thought it was the renamed, the gallery? The gallery is where the movie theater. Fashion District. Is it called Fashion District now? Oopsie. Okay, different. Yeah, okay. Hi. Yes, absolutely. Glad you're here. Also, next time if you want, I saw your name on there and I was like, oh, she's coming to practice. You can just show up. You don't have to take your class, but you do anything that you want. Yeah. How are you?
Hot.
Yeah. The AC is on. It's going to kick on.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I just wore 2 shirts, so it's on me.
Fair. Hi. Hello. You off today? Either, for anyone. That's my general nosy question for the noon class. I was like, you off work today?
I'm just taking lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
All the usual suspects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll start in a couple minutes, waiting on a few more folks, but all of the props will have time to roll. So there's therapy balls, 2 blocks, a strap, and we'll be doing some things with the knees down. So if you'd like a blanket for any extra padding or cushioning, feel free to grab it. And I can also bring things over to you as we start to get moving. Oh, almost everyone's here. Okay. Caroline, are you teaching any of the Race Street classes?
On the 21st.
Okay, nice.
Father's Day.
Oh,
Solstice.
sweet. Is that a Sunday morning? Nice.
Yeah, my dad's coming too.
Oh. I'm teaching the first one tonight.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And I'm like, how's it? I know it's always good,
Yeah.
but I'm like, how do I regulate my body temperature? How many layers do I have to wear?
It's gonna be nice.
It's going to be nice. Okay. And it's on the water, so there's a breeze. Okay.
I think you got the good day. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, it felt good walking. What's
How
it?
long did it take you to bike to West Philly?
Oh, Fran, it took so long. It's all uphill going home.
Oh, that's,
Yeah. So biking here was lovely because it's I'm only following the bike lanes, and from West Philly I can get to the new part of the Schuylkill Trail that they opened up, and that is, if anyone has been on it, it is gorgeous. Okay, so the way that I get on, because I'm coming from west,
I'm not
is
gonna bike, I will.
yeah, is on the Grays Ferry Bridge. It's like very trafficy and terrible. And then you turn, and there's like a beautiful winding path that gets you down to the part of the trail. The other way to do it, if you know where the regular Schuylkill Trail is from the art museum,
Well, yeah, we've been there.
you just keep walking. You like go past South Street, and it goes on for, I think we were biking for like maybe 15 minutes. Like it's a long stretch. But at least yesterday and on Saturday, there was no one on it. You know the part at the art museum, it gets a little congested with all of the runners? This section, completely empty.
Oh, nice.
And so that was really pretty. Yeah, but it's hot. The AC's on. I'll keep cranking it. Hi. But it is, biking back, I went on Washington and then up the Grays Ferry Bridge. And because they're always doing construction on Washington, the bike lanes are closed, or like they have like glass or something on it, which I don't notice when I'm in a car. But when you're in the bike lane, you're acutely aware. So it feels a little sketchy, like I have to go into the road where the cars are and then come back out.
That's how it is.
But that is a straight shot to my house. So
Oh, really?
yeah, like all the way down Washington, and then it spits you out on 49th Street, and that's where I am. So economically it's good, but physically and emotionally, we're going to be doing a soft self-serving practice today of rolling out the thighs because mine are feeling like lead after biking around. Hi, good to see you. Come on in. Twice in 1 week. All right, y'all, let's get moving around. Take your time, get comfortable, grab the props. I think this is everyone. Maybe one or two more folks might come, but there seems like there's room for everyone to fit in. You good in the sun over there? Yeah. We'll shift you around if needed. It's always good in theory, and then I do my first down dog and I'm dripping in sweat and I'm like, regrets. But the AC will stay on. I'll turn the fans on, I know, as we start to get moving around. But thank you all for being here. Happy Monday. Happy non-humid June. I'm going to savor it and enjoy it until the tides shift. But I think everyone I know have seen, looks familiar, but just on the off chance, we haven't had a chance to say hi. My name is Anisha, and thanks for being here. Because she's here and I have to put her on blast, the announcement is I'm going to be gone for the next 2 Mondays. I'm going north. When it gets hot here, I go up because me and the dog can't regulate our body temperature. But I'll be north. And Kashika, who last year, the year before, for a long time, assisted class and has been teaching, phenomenal, also teaches classes in separate studios and here. But you're in very good hands. So please do come next Monday and the Monday afterwards. And then I'll be back. And then I'll be gone, and then I'll be back. But I will be here when I'm here. Okay. How are we feeling this afternoon? Any requests, any body parts, any poses that need some extra time and attention? I always have an agenda. We're going to get into the legs and hips and do some back bends this afternoon. But if there's any particular needs or desires, low back, low back, low back, low back, low back, low back. It's always the low back. Absolutely. The thigh stretches will help with that. And I can give some more cueing to see how we can alleviate some tension in there. And we'll roll. Just the low back? Great. Okay, excellent. Can we begin lying down on the floor in heart bench? So if there's a version of this pose called heart bench that you know and love, please feel free to come into it. But you'll come to lie down with your head facing the front of the room, feet facing the back of the room. And this is the one that I like, where one block is at its highest height, somewhere to the front of your mat. The other block is to its middle or lowest height. There's maybe a fist width distance apart. And when you come to lay down onto the blocks, I'd like you to have the lower block come in between your shoulder blades. So less in this mobile part of the lumbar spine, but more right in between the shoulder blades. And then as your upper back connects, you can use your hands to adjust the weight of that block so that it's flat on the floor and supporting the weight of your head. And take your time here. So if there's any small adjustments or shifts you need to make to even get 1% more comfortable than you are already, I really invite you to take them. We'll be here for a few breaths. And now this afternoon, you might do anything you like with your legs. So they might be out long, more in that Shavasana shape. If you're feeling anything in your low back or in your hips, you might bend your knees. Bring your feet wide and let your legs rest into one another so that the weight of your legs supports the other. But do let your arms come down by your sides, seeing what it feels like for you to either turn your palms up towards the ceiling, to feel the shoulder blades soften together, to feel the chest widen, or maybe letting your palms gently face down towards the earth to feel that sense of heaviness, that weightiness, and that connection to the ground. But as you let yourself arrive, allow for your eyes to either close or soften to a point on the ceiling, and begin to turn towards your breath. When you close your eyes or soften your gaze in the beginning of class, it's a moment in time to see all parts of yourself more clearly than before, where each breath can slowly dissolve the morning and the day that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after creates a little more room for what has yet to come. So without the need to shift or change or alter your breath in any way, can you notice where that breath of yours prefers to be this afternoon? For some of us, it stays higher up in the chest, more in the front parts of your body. And the beauty of your breath is the more you remember it, it inherently remembers you in return. Your next inhale might move from your nose to slowly fill your belly and move up into the chest. And as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, let the parts of you touching the blocks and the floor get just a little heavier. Take a few more rounds of your breath just on your own, seeing what it feels like to let the breath move in and down so it fills you up, and slow exhales out through your nose or mouth. The reason why we're starting in heart bench today is because as the days get longer, as the seasons begin to shift, sometimes the attention moves in many different directions at once. So whether the mind wanders or stays still, can you continue to hear and listen for that fluency of your breath, that anchor that tethers you to your physical body? We'll begin our practice and our time here with each other with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any shifts or differences that come when you remember and really listen for your own breath. And now, keeping that attention inward as best as you can, start to slowly blink your eyes open and begin to bend both knees as you bring your feet flat onto the floor. Let your hands come to rest onto your ribs or onto your belly. And as you bring your hands to your ribs or belly, can you spread your fingers a little wider as if you could imitate the rib cage itself? Now take a big breath in, fill those palms up with breath. And as you exhale with the hands on the ribs or on your belly, feel the belly knit back towards the spine and even your fingertips moving slightly closer towards each other. Do that a couple more times. Big inhale to fill the belly, fill up into the ribs, feel the fingers broaden. And as you exhale, the belly to the spine as the fingertips glide towards each other. Now, keeping this connection with your torso and your breath, start to reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling with your palms facing one another. Spread your fingers wide like you're holding a big beach ball between your hands. And as you spread the fingers, stretch your arms 3 more inches up to the ceiling. Feel the shoulder blades widen on the block. And as you exhale, think belly to the spine as the shoulder blades plug together. Do that twice more. Big inhale, fill the belly, stretch up through the fingertips. And exhale, plug the shoulder blades together, belly towards your spine. 1 more. On your breath, spread the fingers, reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, plug your shoulder blades towards one another. Now, keeping the shoulder blades plugged in, being mindful of any props or neighbors overhead, start to reach your arms towards the front of the room. It's less about how close your hands can get, but can you spin your palms towards each other? Feel that big beach ball between the hands. And as you stretch back through all 10 fingertips, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Think ribs back to the spine as you anchor your butt and your feet down to the ground. Now reach those arms back up towards the ceiling. Slowly lift just your head up off the block. Clear that block out of the way. And now interlace your hands to bring your hands to the back of your head. So it's just your palms that are supporting your head itself. You might dart your elbows to opposite edges of the room. You might point them to the ceiling, but try to keep your chin lifting away from your chest the whole time. A big breath in. And as you exhale from the belly knitting back, curl up and away from the earth for this heart bench crunch. Your upper back will still stay on the block. Inhale to coil all the way back. Wait for the exhale as you lift your upper back away from the ground. Let's do that 5 more times with your breath. Inhales drape you over the block. Exhales, it's the belly that lets the upper back get lighter. For these last 2 or 3, you can keep the knees bent, feet on the floor the whole time. Or to add a little zest in the lower half, you might straighten your legs, dig your heels, your calves, and the backs of your thighs down. But as you take 1 or 2 or 3 more rounds, even when you lift up, can you lift your chin away from the chest? Try to keep pressing your head back into your palms. Let the throat be open. And now after your next round, the next time you curl up, begin to bend your knees, bring your feet flat onto the floor. Let your hands catch behind your thighs so you can roll up and off of the block. Give the knees a hug. Let your spine grow tall. And after a few breaths, flip on over and come to tabletop facing the front of the room. You might bring your blocks to frame out the top corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we start to move around. You might have a blanket underneath your knees for some extra padding. But in your table, see if your hands can come as wide as your mat. Spread those fingers. With your knees under your hips, curl all 10 of your toes under to feel the arches of your feet. Now start to link breath and movement together through a few rounds of cat and cow. Begin to round and arch your spine, following your breath and your own pace. Let's go for 4 more breaths just on your own. And as always, you might stay in the rounded or arched shape for a few extra rounds. You might keep moving 1 breath per movement. But like you did in heart bench, can you feel that connection in your belly and ribs? As you inhale, let the belly soften when it drops and you come into cow. And exhale to slide the ribs back to really dome your entire back towards the ceiling. Come back to table, find your neutral spine after a few breaths. And with those hands wide for a calf stretch, reach your right leg back, curl the toes under and reach back through the heel to see what you're working with in the leg. Now as the heel goes back, slide the top of your head forward, take a big breath in, and even open your mouth to let that breath out. To switch sides at the bottom of your breath, bend the right, reach back through the other leg, and think heel back as you slide the top of your head forward so that the back and sides of your neck can grow a little longer. Now after a few breaths on both sides, come back to tabletop. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, bring your knees back a few inches behind your hips, and with your toes curled under, take it up and back to downward facing dog. All of the breaths and all the time you need to find your way there. In your down dog, see if you can walk your feet just an inch wider than they are already. Take up a little more room. And now lift both of your heels and take a tiny bend in your knees so your hamstrings and the backs of your legs can release. Now with a micro bend in your knees, stick your butt up and back to the wall behind you, ribs back. Keep the left knee bent as you pedal just the right heel to the floor for a bonus calf stretch. See what you're working with in there. Soften the right knee, butt high to the sky, ribs back, and pedal the left heel to the ground. A big breath in and a deeper breath out. And now lift both of your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your palms to come into your forward fold. Those hands might be high up on blocks out in front of your feet. You might widen your feet an inch or 2 or soften your knees to give your low back a little extra room. But bow in towards yourself as you take a deep breath in and a longer breath out. Now after a few breaths, bring your hands up to your hips, stand through your legs, and a slow inhale brings you up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. With your feet right underneath your hips, take a big inhale to reach your arms forward and up. And as you exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, hands to your blocks or shins as you reach your heart forward. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Whether your knees are lifted or they're lowered, take a couple breaths here. Let your hands come as wide as your mat. And now press your palms into the ground to feel your shoulder blades widen like you did in that heart bench crunch. Slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. A big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Keep those hands wide. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest up. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 breaths on your own. Good. Feel the memory of your hands when they were on your ribs in heart bench. And with each breath in, can you feel the belly and the heart and the sides of your waist expand? And with each exhale, slide the ribs back and feel the belly move back towards the spine itself. At the bottom of your exhale, begin to lift your heels. Soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands, into your standing forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Use your own fists and measure your feet about 2 fists width apart. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and bring your hands up onto your thighs for this first round. Now, as you sit your butt back, make an X with your forearms, favorite one on top, and bring your fingertips to your inner thighs. Let your fingertips face the floor. Now here, press your skin to your muscle to your bone, And try to roll the flesh of your inner thighs towards the earth. You might feel your booty stick out to create length in the low back. Now lift your chest, stay right here for something more referential, or you might reach your arms up to the ceiling. But I want you to think inner thighs down, ribs back, as you remember the breath, a deeper breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, let your butt get 1 inch heavier to the earth as you lift your gaze away from the floor. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise, reach up to touch the sky, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to find your lunge. Come high onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. And now wiggle the left toes back another couple of inches so you get longer here in your stance. And on your next inhale, can you lift your heart, grow long through the spine, and exhale to straighten your right knee as you fold and bow in. Let's take that twice more. Big inhale through to lunge. Lead from the chest. Exhale to fold as the front knee straightens, coming as high onto blocks as feels appropriate. One more, a big inhale through to lunge. And as you exhale, straighten your front knee as you fold and bow in. Now pause here with those legs straight. Can you lift your back heel? And as you push through your left foot, try to wrap your left hip to the front of your mat. Tack your right hip to the back of your mat and see where that sensation travels in the back of the right leg. Now a full breath in through your nose. You might stay here for your exhale or softly bend your elbows to the sides as you bow in towards that straight right leg, breathing. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Unclench those fingers around the blocks or the floor. Now inhale to back it up. Bend your right knee, look forward, and take all the hops you need to bring your left foot back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. This time, find your block and place it in between your inner thighs, just where your hands were when you made that forearm cross. Less high up in the groins, more in the middle of the legs. And as you fold in, hug the block from side to side. Now keep all 10 toes pointing straight ahead. Bend your knees, sit your butt back, one more chair. Hands to your thighs, your hips are up overhead. But now imagine, this is the very yogic technical term, like you could Pez dispense the block between your thighs. Pezasana, no, that's not real, but hug the block. Imagine like you could spit it down towards the floor and turn your awareness to what your butt is doing. Send your butt back and the ribs back. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, let your butt get heavier as you lift your heart away from the floor. Now hug the block. Inhale to come all the way up to rise. Give the block a hug. And as you exhale, hug the block as you fold and bow in. Okay, clear the block from between your thighs. Keep it high up next to you. Keep your left foot forward and step your right foot back to lunge. Wiggle the right toes back another couple inches. And as you inhale, stay in the lunge. Lift the heart, grow long through the spine. And exhale to straighten your front knee as you fold and bow in. Go with your breath more than my voice. Take the entire inhale to come through to lunge. The entire exhale lets you fold over that straight leg. One more on your own, a big breath in. And an even deeper breath out as the front knee straightens. Now here with the legs straight, pause and listen for the breath. Sometimes the hips here want to spin open to the right, so can you wrap your right hip to the front of the room, tack the left hip back, and as you keep your hips square, maybe the elbows soften to the sides as you bow in towards your straight left leg. A deeper breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale. Even here, can you slide the ribs back like you did in those heart bench crunches? Now on your next inhale, back it up. Bend your front knee, plant your palms to your sticky mat, and take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels. See if there's any small or subtle shift from side to side. And with those hands as wide as your mat, inhale to plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for Cobra, Bhujangasana. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to find your lunge. Heel toe your right foot an inch over to the right. And on your inhale, come up to rise for high lunge on the first side. Your hands might stay on your hips. You might reach them up to the ceiling. But like in pyramid, lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through the arms. Look away from the floor as you take a big breath in. And exhale to slide the ribs back as you bend into your front knee. Now hands come to your hips. Get springy off your back foot and all the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg. Grow up and out through the crown of your head. And now lower both of your feet to the ground as you bend your knees, sit your butt back one more time. Lean into your left foot. This time lift your right heel. And for standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Your hands may stay on your hips. You can always bring them high onto blocks in front of you to hold something solid. Or you might reach them up overhead, but offer it to your breath. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your chest away from the floor. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower both feet to the ground, let gravity hold you. And with your left hand on your hip, reach just your right arm up to the ceiling. Grow 1 inch taller and tip up and over to the left for a side bend. Here, your hips might sway off center over to the right. But as you tip to the left, think left shoulder more forward and slide the ears back. Here you can stay. Your left hand might grab onto your right wrist, but take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale as you slide your ears back to lift the chin. Inhale to come all the way back up. Reach your arms to touch the sky. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to the back of your mat to bring it back to downward facing dog. And with those hands as wide as your mat, inhale to plank pose. As you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Now, once you're on your belly, bring your hands off of your mat onto the floorboards. Come up onto your ridge tops or fingertips as you dart your elbows up towards the ceiling. Now, press your feet into the floor. And for this wide-armed cobra, inhale to lift the chest up. As you lift your chest, press all 10 of your toes down into the ground. And if it helps, look at your belly and slide the ribs back. See what that does in the middle of your back. Hug the shoulder blades together. Slide the throat back as you take a bigger breath in. And exhale to release, lowering down to the ground. Bring your hands underneath you. Curl your toes under. Press up through to table or plank pose. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. So that wide-armed cobra is always an option. The wider your hands go, the more space your chest has to find a baby back bend. But let's try the other side. On an inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Step it through to find your lunge. Heel toe your left foot an inch over to the left. And as you breathe in, come all the way up to rise for high lunge, reaching your arms to the sky or keeping them on your hips. Find a point to gaze that steadies you. And as you lift your back heel, knee and thigh high, take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale, bend into your front knee as you grow taller through the crown of your head. Now you might keep your hands overhead. Maybe they come to your hips, but get springy off your right foot. All the hops you need to scoop your right thigh to your chest. Stand through your left leg, grow up and out through the crown of your head. And as you lower your feet to the ground, start to bend your knees, sit your butt back. Lean into your right foot. Lift your left heel this time. And for standing figure 4 on the second side, remember the breath. Now anywhere your hands go, overhead to your hips or high onto blocks, do your best to flex that left foot to support your left knee and ankle. You breathe in, try to take a breath, a deeper breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your gaze away from the floor. On your next breath in, come up to rise, lower your feet down, Bring your right hand to your hip, reach your left arm up, grow 1 inch taller, and for standing crescent, tip up and over to the right. Here, let your hips move off center to the left. And now ribs back, the shoulder blades together, and slide the ears back. Let your throat be open so that breath can come through. Stay here, let your hand grab onto the wrist, but a big breath in. Stay for the exhale as you offer the breath out. On an inhale, come all the way back up, reach up to touch the sky, and exhale to fold, Uttanasana, bowing in. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, walk those feet all the way back for downward facing dog. And now from your down dog, you're going to come to your belly however you'd like. You can lower your knees to slither down or plank to lower down, but come all the way to lay on the floor. Once you're on the ground, reach your arms alongside of you and turn your palms down to face the floor. Push them into the ground. Like you did in that wide-armed cobra, press your feet into the floor and hug your inner thighs towards each other like they could become one lightning rod of energy. Push your palms into the floor, hug the shoulder blades together. For locust pose, on your inhale, start to lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the ground, and as you exhale, lift your legs up and away from the floor. So everything but the belly and hips. Try to soften or even close your eyes and call to your own breath. With each inhale, can you feel the belly fill to lift the heart up? With each exhale, as the belly moves back, feel the inner thighs lift to the sky. Take one more big breath in. Stay for the exhale. And now lower all the way to the ground. You might make a pillow with your hands, rest on one side of your cheek or on your forehead. But let your eyes soften or close, if even for a moment, to return back to your breath. A big breath into your belly to feel your low back expand. And as you exhale through your nose or mouth, let some part of you get heavier into the floor. Okay, the first of the thigh stretches here on the ground. So keep a pillow with your hands. Let your forehead rest on your right palm. Now begin to bend your left knee and reach your left hand around for the top of the foot for this belly down thigh stretch, half frog. So same foot, same hand, left hand, left foot. Once you have a hold, picture that imaginary block between your thighs. Hug your inner thighs towards one another. And as you shrug your left shoulder up and away from the floor, begin to move your left heel towards your own butt cheek. They do not have to touch, but feel the action of heel to butt. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale as you offer that breath out. And now with care, release that left foot. You might wiggle your hips from side to side. Take a moment to notice any shift or difference from one leg to the other. And for the second side, a pillow with your left hand. Bend your right knee and reach your right hand around for the foot, the leg of your pants, lasso a strap for half frog, Ardha Bekasana. Hug that imaginary block between your thighs. Shrug your right shoulder up and away from the floor. And now remember your breath, a deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale, draw your heel towards your butt as you hug the inner thighs towards each other. Now with care, release the hold of that back leg. Bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to tabletop. You can sit back onto your heels, sip some water, shake it out, take a breath. And we'll set up for a few moments on the knees. Are we overcooking? You guys doing okay?
It's hot.
It's hot. I love it.
I'm a normal woman of a certain
Yeah. The windows are open. Okay. Is it sacrilegious to turn the AC down and keep the windows open? I'll close I know, me too. I do it in the car all the time. Oh. All right. Let's spend a few moments on the knees here. So when you come to tabletop, you might have blocks underneath your hands, and you might also have your blanket underneath your knees for some extra cushioning. But make your way to table into all fours. And now this time, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come into your lizard lunge variation. Walk your left knee back so it's a couple of inches behind your left hip. And now press into your blocks or the floor to lift your chest away from the ground. One block and one hand at a time. Start to walk yourself over to the left corner of your mat, away from the right leg. Look over your back knee, or left shoulder, and bend your left knee to lift your left toes up off the ground. And like you did in the thigh stretch, breathe here, or your left hand might reach around one more time for the top of the foot, the leg of your pants, or lasso a strap back there. But back your booty up towards the heel. Shrug your left shoulder up and away from the floor, and press your right palm into the block to lift your chest up. And now with care, slowly, you might walk your right hand back to the inside of your right foot where it just was. With care, you might play with some balance and climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. You might also reach your right arm up overhead for Anjaneyasana, leaping monkey, but anywhere you so choose, remember the breath, a deeper breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, now ribs back as you lift your gaze away from the floor. Slowly let your right hand touch down first, then let the back foot release. Step it back to tabletop. And on all fours, take a couple of breaths here. Maybe you're in stillness, maybe a breath or two in cat and cow, but let your awareness travel to any difference between your right and left thigh itself, however small or however drastic. And as you make your way back to neutral for the second side, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right knee back so it's behind the hip. And now press into your blocks to lift your chest as you walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. Take a peek over your right shoulder to see your right foot. And as you bend your knee, reach your right hand around for the top of the right foot itself. Take a couple of breaths here. Booty goes back. And the ribs slide back as you lift your gaze away from the ground. There's so much to be done right where you are. Or any of those variations apply. Your left hand might come to the inside of the foot. You might climb it up onto the thigh or reach it up overhead. But call it back to your breath. Take a full breath in and down. As you exhale, slide the ribs back as you lift your gaze away from the floor. And now with care, let your left hand tap down first, then the back foot drops as you make your way back to tabletop. Clear your blocks, and in your table, walk your hands to come as wide as your mat, and we meet in downward facing dog for another breath or two as your hips lift to the sky. Now from your down dog, go ahead and lift your heels, soften your knees, walk your feet to the middle of your mat, walk your hands to the middle of your mat to meet yourself somewhere in the middle. Your feet can be hip-width distance or as wide as your mat, but let the knees soften as you fold in towards yourself, breathing. After a few breaths here, bring your hands up to your hips. Stand through your legs, and a slow inhale brings you all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. If you have a strap, you can find your strap, unravel it from its rubber band or little hair tie that it has, and let's get a little more into the shoulders. So once you find your strap, go ahead and bring your feet as wide as your mat. Grab the strap between your hands, somewhere at the low or middle back. You can be hip-width apart, you might be closer, you might be wider, but bend your elbows quite a bit. Hug your shoulder blades together. Now a big breath in to lift your chest up. And as you exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips, and start to reach your arms overhead towards the ceiling. Unlock your knees, please, and unlock your elbows, please. Sometimes they hyperextend when they go up overhead. Now, as you let your head get heavy, can you feel your entire shoulder girdle, so your whole upper back, drop towards your ears? Instead of trying to pull them up, drop the shoulder girdle down. Now keep that as you hug your shoulder blades together without pulling the shoulders away from the ears, and maybe reach your arms overhead towards the top of your mat. A big breath into the chest. Stay for the exhale as you gently tug your strap apart, create some resistance. And now slowly lower your hands back to your butt, ditch your strap off to the side. Stay folding forward as you walk your hands to the top of your mat. Step your feet all the way back to bring it back to downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, come forward to plank pose, the top of your push-up. With your knees lifted or lowered, feel the imaginary block between your inner thighs. Try to hug your inner thighs in. And remember that technical term, reverse pes dispense the block, like you could shoot the invisible block up towards the ceiling. Now tail towards the heels, ribs back, and slide the ears back. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale, begin to bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Once you're on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you, turn your palms down to the floor. And now bend your knees as you flex your feet like you could make perfect footprints on the ceiling. We're coming into this unbound bow pose, Dhanurasana. So as you rest on your forehead or on your chin, press your thighs down into your sticky mat and hug that imaginary block between your thighs. Push your palms down into the floor. Hug the shoulder blades together. And on your next inhale, like locusts, start to lift your head, your chest, float your arms up off of the ground, and exhale to raise the roof with those heels. Try to reach the heels to the sky as you flex the feet. Hug the imaginary block between your thighs. Hug the shoulder blades together and spread the fingers wide. A full breath in through your nose. Stay for your exhale as you lift your heart, lift your heels, lift your palms 1 more inch. And now slowly release all the way to the ground. Make a pillow, rest on a cheek, wiggle your hips, but return back to your own breath. Does everyone have access to at least one therapy ball? You might have a set of 2. If you don't have one, maybe your neighbor has one that you can borrow, but you go ahead and find your therapy balls. We'll just use one. The second one is there as backup. And before we go to a few more rounds of bow pose, let's roll out the thighs. So find your therapy ball, just the one, out of its tote, and bring it right above your right knee, somewhere at the bottom of your right thigh. That's it. Once you find a place somewhere at the base of the leg, make a pillow with your hands, rest on your forehead or on one side of your cheek, and let your left leg be long behind you. Big breath in through your nose. And open your mouth to let it out, to let yourself soften into the floor. Now slowly start to bend and straighten your right knee where the therapy ball is. There might be a difference when the knee is bent versus when it's straight. But the next time you bend your right knee, go ahead and let it stay bent. And move your bent right knee to the right and foot to the left. So you feel that therapy ball come to the inner thigh. And then knee slightly to the left and foot ever so slightly to the right to come to the outer thigh. And just like that, go back and forth on your own with your pace and your breath. And try to let those parts of you touching the ground get a little heavier. Let your head be heavy. Let your fingers unclench. Let your jaw soften as you explore the territory at the base of your right thigh. Now after a few breaths here, the next time your right knee comes back through center, let's come up a little higher. You can use your hand and pull the therapy ball up so it's more in the middle of your thigh, slightly higher than just where it was. Rest on the other palm or on the other side of your cheek to mix it up. And breathe a big breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath out. And once again, on your own, start to bend and straighten your right knee. The next time you bend the knee, let your knee move to the right and to the left, so you travel from inner to outer thigh. There might be a place you want to spend a little extra time in or breeze right over. But regardless of how that right knee is moving, can your breath be slow, full, and consistent? Now, after a few breaths in the bottom and the middle of your thigh, use your hand and pop the therapy ball out. Stay holding it and stretch your legs long back behind you. Close your eyes for a moment and notice what you don't see with your eyes, but you might more than clearly feel. Sometimes a leg feels longer or lighter or heavier or shorter. but a breath to acknowledge, to become aware, and to become receptive to the space and shifts within your own body itself. There's always room. Now the same thing on the second side. Find your therapy ball and bring it right above the left knee at the very base of your left thigh. No surprises on the second side. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest on the unfamiliar side or the cheek. And I invite you to offer this to your breath more than anything else. Rather than just moving the knee, let your breath become slower, fuller, and more expansive. And see how your body responds to the depth of your own breath. Thighs and sides can be very different. So you might notice some differences on this side versus the other, but can you unclench the fingers and fists, soften your jaw, your chest towards the earth, and breathe more fully than your last round? Now, after a few breaths in the bottom of that left thigh, the same way we did on the first side, come back through center. Use your hand to pull the knee up, pull the therapy ball up. Keep your knee where it is, please, and pull the therapy ball up to the middle of your thigh. Try to rest on the other palm or on the other side of your cheek. Bend and straighten that knee as you let your bent left knee move from left to right, inner to outer thigh, breathing. That's it. After a few breaths going forth and back, the next time your knee comes back through center, use your hands, pop the therapy ball out, set it off safely to the side, and let your legs come long back behind you as you take a breath to observe any shifts from one leg to the other. Now, using that space that you've just created, we'll come in for one more round of Dhanurasana, bow pose, because this back bend's all about the thighs. So once the therapy ball is out, stretch your legs long back behind you, reach your arms alongside of you, and turn your palms to face the floor like locust. Rest on your chin or on your forehead, bend your knees, flex your feet, and make 2 footprints on the ceiling. Now your hands might stay here in the unbound variation that'll engage the hamstrings even more. Or you might reach your hands for the tops of your feet like you've been doing in those thigh stretches. But thighs down into your sticky mat, hug the imaginary block. And as you breathe in, start to lift your head, your chest. If you have a hold of the feet, push your feet back, and everyone lift your heels to the sky, breathing. It's harder to feel here, but can you slide the ribs back? That's what'll clear space in the low back. Hug the imaginary block. And as you soften your jaw or your gaze, take a full breath in through the nose. Stay for the exhale as you offer that breath out. Inhale to slowly release the hold of your legs. Rest on your favorite cheek, on your favorite palm. Wiggle your butt from side to side or stay still. But let the full fluency of your breath wash its way over you, in through the nose and all the way out through your nose or mouth. Now this time, slowly bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to tabletop just for a moment so you can find your blanket. I know I said that was the last round, but we're going to do one more. So an option for you. Sometimes in Dhanurasana, depending on the body proportions, like how long your forearms are, your femurs are, the thighs really want to lift up off the ground. So this just provides a different experience and an entry point into bow pose. This is what it'll look like. In a second, if you want, your blanket usually comes off the stack like this. You could fold it in half or fold it into thirds, but it'll come to rest below your belly button. And in a second, again, I'll talk you through this in a second, so it'll come onto your belly where your thighs are on the ground. Now, remember, everyone was doing a great job with this. When you bend the knees, this wants to happen. The knees and thighs want to splay out, and that's when you feel this, if not today, then one day in the low back. So I really, really, really want you to think about, more than lifting up, hugging the thighs towards each other. And then as the thighs hug in, You drive your thighs down into the sticky mat to lift your chest up. I'm pushing the thighs down to lift the chest up. Breathing here, and then you come out when the time comes. But this creates just a little wedge for yourself to help you drive your legs into the floor to lift your chest more instead of chest down. So if you want to try the blanket, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to use the blanket, you also don't have to. It's the same setup as the last round. You are also more than welcome to lay onto your belly and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths here. 3 rounds is a lot on a Monday. So you get to choose blanket or no blanket. Come to lay onto your belly with that blanket somewhere around your belly and your low belly itself. Now bend your knees, flex your feet, and reach your arms alongside of you as you turn your palms to the floor. Hug the shoulder blades together. Stay here unbound, or let your hands reach for the feet. Now everyone, drive your thighs into your sticky mat. I want the thighs to stay down, thighs and knees down. Hug the block together. And as you push your feet back into your hands, let that lift your chest away from the floor. Thighs down, down. Even if they don't go anywhere, think about it. Thighs down. And let that lift your chest up. Breathe. Stay right here or push the right foot 1 more inch into the right hand to press your right thigh down. Press your left foot into your left hand to press the left thigh down. And now both feet into your hands, lift your chest up, a big breath in, and exhale to release as you lower all the way to the floor. I appreciate a grunt. I'm always so vocal when it's like a creature coming out of the swamp when I lift up into bow pose, because God, it's so hard to do those belly down back bends, but we try them once in a while just to see. Okay, 1 counter pose is coming to 1 final down dog after these big belly down back bends to find all the curves in your spine one last time. So take all of the time that you need to bring your hands as wide as your mat to either side of your chest, press up through to tabletop or plank, and make your way back to 1 last downward facing dog. In this down dog, please do bring your feet 1 inch wider than they are already. Take up room. And like we did early, lift your heels and a tiny bend in your knees. Now stick that butt up and back and ribs back to support the low back. Stay here with the knees bent, or you might start to straighten your legs by trying to press the thighs back and letting your heels get heavy to the floor. Not just locking the knees out, but the upper thighs back and the heels heavy. A big breath in. Even open your mouth to let that breath out. And now lower your knees all the way to the floor. In a moment, you'll come to lie on your back, just like we started, with your head to the front, feet to the back of the room. Come all the way to lay onto your back, and once you're on your back, bend both knees and bring your feet flat onto the earth. Let your feet come as wide as your mat with those knees bent. Knock your knees and legs into one another, and let your hands rest onto your belly. Close or soften your eyes for a moment and take a big breath into your palms and open your mouth to let all of that breath out. Take another full breath in through your nose. Stay for the exhale and feel the belly move back to the spine. Let the shoulder blades and the back of your head soften to the floor. Now watch for any props or neighbors next to you. Keep those feet as wide as your mat and drop both of your knees over to the right hand side like windshield wipers on a car. Take a big breath in, bring both of your knees up through center, and even open your mouth to let it out as you drop your knees over to the left. Inhale to bring the knees all the way back up. And now this time, cross your left thigh over your right thigh. Scoot your butt a few inches to the left so you stay on your sticky mat, and drop your knees and legs over to the right for a twist on your back. Now here, if it feels like any unnecessary pulling on the low back, you can uncross your legs and stack your left thigh on top of your right thigh. But let the left shoulder blade get heavier to the ground. Feel your upper back as heavy on the floor as it can possibly be. And as you gently press the back of your head down, you might let your gaze turn to the right, towards your knees. So the right corner of your eye, the right side of your cheek, and the right side of your jaw can soften and widen against the earth. On your next inhale, let your head come up first, then let the knees come back through center as you uncross your thighs. Feel your feet on the ground. Scooch your butt a few inches over to the right so you stay on your sticky mat. Cross your right thigh over the left thigh and let your legs drop over to the left, the other side. Take a few breaths here. Your hands can rest on your belly or on your ribs. If you have space, you might reach them off to the side, but instead of seeking to find the deepest twist with your legs heavy, can you feel your upper back get heavier to the floor? So both shoulder blades soft to the ground. Gently press the back of your head down, and if you so choose, you might turn your gaze to the left, letting the left cheek, the left side of your jaw, and the left corner of your eyes soften and widen into the earth, breathing. On your next inhale, let your head come up first, then uncross your legs as you bring your knees and feet back through center. Lower both feet to the floor, stay here, or give your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest. You might desire some stillness. You might make some small circles. You might come towards happy baby as you widen your knees and thighs and let your hands catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. But see if you can find some symmetry from the front and back of your body, the right and left, and the top and bottom. Taking a deeper breath in. And as you exhale with care, release the hold of your legs down to the earth. The next place to meet is in Shavasana, your pose of rest. So give yourself a few moments if you need to take anything it is to support yourself. You might add any layers or props. You might let your hair down or set your glasses temporarily off to the side. You might be laying on your back or on your side or on your belly. But see if this can be a place where it's not seeking a final stretch or a sensation, but where every aspect of yourself can get as heavy into the floor as possible, being held by the ground beneath you. If there's anything you need to become even 0.5% more comfortable than you are already, I really invite you to take it. But begin to find that slow, rhythmic cadence of your own breath without shifting or altering it in any way. Can you let each breath that you take dissolve the entire practice that was? Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after creates a little more room for what has yet to come. So let your breath, let your entire body become heavier into the earth. And the heavier your body becomes, the more expansive and the more spacious you might just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in and down. Let it fill you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. You might tip your head slowly from one side to the other, heavy against the earth. Or being mindful of any props or neighbors around you, perhaps you reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, feel your feet heavy on the floor as you reach your arms overhead to roll to either side of your choice, to curl into yourself. You might use your arm as a pillow for support. And as you bow in and curl towards yourself, take a breath. And with the least amount of effort required, press into the ground and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. You can draw your hands to center anywhere that might feel for you. And we'll finish our time together with one more round of that breath. Wait for your inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing to your heart and the hearts of each other who practiced right alongside with you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here and being together. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the weather, drink water, take great care of yourselves and each other. I'll miss you for the next 2 weeks, but our dream queen, Kashika, will be here teaching, same time, same place. And the other announcement that I have before I leave, I like to do a blitz of teaching. So if you are an outdoor yoga person, I'm teaching the one and only Ray Street Pier class tonight. That's from 6 to 7. BYO mat, BYO water. The river will bring the breeze. I will not be doing that, but I will have a Gwen Stefani mic on that projects. So that's always a fun thing. And then this Saturday, Kale and I have been doing this. I think this is our 3rd time, but we're teaching together a yoga and live cello class. Kale is a cellist and a yoga teacher, and so from 6:30 to 8, right up here, she'll be playing live cello. I'll teach a general spectrum, very beginner-friendly class, and then you get to lay down while she plays cello into your ear. No, she stays here, but you get to fall asleep to the sounds of cello. So that's this Saturday from 6:30 to 8. And then I think that's it for me. What's going on with everyone else? Yes, Molly, please. Thank you. Tonight, what did you? Tonight at 7. If you're feeling ambitious, you can go 6 to 7 at Ray Street Pier and then teleport right over to the Italian market. Thanks, Molly. Thank you for coming.
It's such a pleasure to have your class.
I love
after
seeing you
such
today.
a luxury to have taken the workshop.
When do you head out?
Now, in 2 hours.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, good. You get to piece your body back together a little bit.
It was perfect.
Good.
It was just perfect. And then I saw it was you. It was like, whoa. I mean, I love it. And I'm thinking, I was talking with the